Hey everybody, I'm just going to do a really quick video here. It's the Creole Witch Getting to Know You tag. I'm probably going to do several other tags today. So you're going to see me in the same jacket. I'm kind of chilly today or cold, whatever. So that's why I look like a doofus. Hi Adrian, how are you? Um, so let's get started because I have a bunch of tags to do. Hi, Mystic Witch. I have like four tags to do today. So this is, like I said, that's awesome. I haven't seen you for a while, Adrian, so I was wondering how you were doing. Um, so this is the Getting to Know You tag. Creole Witch started this tag. So, here we go. What is your favorite time of year? I would have to say, uh, Samhain, September to probably December, January. Those are my favorite time of year. Even though I hate cold. And that is my favorite time of year. Tag, you're it. Um, I know it is a hard question because I love spring. I hate summer. It's absolutely too freaking hot in the summer. That's just my opinion. Um, but I really like the colors in fall. The oranges, the reds. Sometimes yellows. It's so pretty when the leaves start to change. And then when it snows, I like the first snowfall when everything's covered in snow and it looks like glitter. I mean, it's beautiful. Um, Describe your perfect home. I would have to say a perfect home to me um, would, of course, contain a witchy room. I'd have to have like a witchy tarot room, where I could, do crafts and um, witchcrafting and uh, just mess with my tarot cards, that kind of thing. I'm also a paper crafter. I like to make stuff like homemade journals, and I like to scrapbook pictures of my children and stuff like that. So I'm a crafty person. Um, so I'd have to have a craft room and a place for all my books. You're going to hear him go off a couple of times because the recycle guy is in the neighborhood picking up all the recycling. Non-Jedi. You hear him? He is not a Jedi. His name is Skywalker, but he's not a Jedi. Get her. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'd, of course, have plenty of room for him to run so he could bark his head off outside all day long. And what house wouldn't be a home without the man cave? Babe would have to have a man cave. There'd have to be plenty of room for the boys. I'd love to have a working fireplace. Maybe an outdoor kitchen. Garden would be a plus. With plenty of flowers and herbs and all that good junk, that I could do myself. Bark it up, buddy. Bark it up. He is such a goon. Anyway, it was probably a bad time to do this. But that would be my perfect home. Like a 2-story farmhouse or, oh, you want to see him? Skywalker. Hey, say hi. Woof it up. He's a nut job. Oh. Um. But anyhow, yeah, he is awesome. He's a little, got a little bit of anxiety because he's around me constantly. So he's not one of those dogs you want to leave in the house running amok by himself. That's for sure. But he is a good dog. I'll give him that. He's a good boy, aren't you? But anywho, so bark that shit up. That's right. Um, Man cave turning into a witch cave. I like that. But like maybe a 2-story farmhouse or a ranch house, that would be the shiznit. And like plenty of place for herbs and a garden and what have you. Now, like if I could hit the fucking lottery, I'd add some horses to that because I fucking love horses. It's always been my dream to own a horse, but that's not going to happen because, uh, horses and being a witch, you got to have one hell of a paycheck to keep all that going. So, anywho, if you couldn't be a witch anymore, which religion or faith would you choose? That's hard because I don't think I would go back to religion. I would probably be a spiritual person, so I'm gonna have to say like Buddhism. To me, that would probably be what I would go to. Hi, Olive. Um, so yeah, that's probably the religion I choose. Number 4, what is the most creative thing about you? I would have to say I like to do artsy fartsy crap. I like to paint. I like to um I'm a scrapbooker. Um I like I used to back when I was a teenager write poetry, but hi Corey, but I since kind of fell off that. I guess you go through these funks where you don't create anything, and there are times when you feel blocked, and then once you finally get over that hump, you just can't create enough, and then you create so much to the point where you just feel spent, like you know. Um, but to me, like painting and doing artsy craftsy stuff, it's a form of therapy because you really don't have to think about anything beyond, well, what color do I want to paint this page? What do I want it to look like? Uh, you know, I could paste this here or that there, or add this media into it, or put a sticker on it, or maybe I'll add some pictures. I think I would go mental if I didn't have some crafty outlet. Yeah, yeah, that true. You know, because I've went through some really intense shit personally myself, and like I went through some things with my kids, and I'm not sure what I could do if yeah, I probably would be mental if I wouldn't have found some kind of outlet for that. And I think that's what like doing artsy craftsy stuff does, is gives you an outlet to get that energy out, so it's not all bottled up and you're not losing your fucking mind. Um, Number 5, describe something that scares you. I just can't see any other way of answering this than being totally and completely raw. And I like got sick. I'd say back in 2009, 2010. I had gotten so sick. I was working. I was taking care of 7 people. You know, 3 of my kids were at home. Two other kids. Uh, my oldest, he was like a troublemaker. He went to go stay with dad. Um, the second oldest, he has schizophrenia, and at the advice of his therapist, felt that he was better off living with my in laws. So that's why 3 of them were at home with me. But anyway, so I got really sick. I'm taking care of like 7 people, 4 of which were adults. The other 3 were children, and I'm the only one working on this tiny little income. And yeah, there's a lot of mental illness that runs in both sides of the family. But I was just going and going and going and going, and I was taking care of everybody else, but I wasn't taking care of me. And I had went on a field trip with my third oldest son, and it was raining and a little cold that day, and I was one of the moms that was like not supervising, but you're like taking care of a certain group of kids. Um, so anyway, I end up getting sick from not getting enough sleep, working out in the rain, da da da. I got pneumonia, and instead of doing what smart people do, going to the doctor and getting some pills and antibiotics and taking care of it, I kind of ignored it and pushed it to the back. I just kept moving through it. Well, it got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, and it felt like it wasn't going away, even though I was sleeping and sleeping and getting plenty of fluids and all that other garbage. I get to the clinic, and I'm waiting my turn to see them, and I stand up to start walking, and I passed out. The next thing I remember, I'm in the emergency room. They're, putting in a catheter, telling me, my blood pressure was like 35. And it's the lowest they'd ever seen. And they couldn't get any urine from me. And I was severely dehydrated. I had pneumonia so bad they had to drain my lung. I was in ICU for 2 weeks. And I remember like fighting a tube. And the lady kept telling me, you gotta get better. You got kids at home. You gotta fight this, but not fight being taken care of. And in that moment, all I could think is that I couldn't live without my kids. I couldn't see a life without them in it. I that to me was the scariest thing for me ever, was the darkness, the black, the not knowing, you know. To me, death was the scariest. And I know for a lot of people, you know, death shouldn't be scary, but to me, life without them in it was scary because they've been my reason for living for so long. And I forgot to take care of me. I forgot to take care of me for them, you know? And that to me is like the thing that scares me the most. So, that's the only thing I could say, that the only answer I could give for that question is what scares me the most, and that's it. My kids. I could not see being without them. It would drive me nuts to be like taken away that quick from them. So yeah. Um, Number 6. Who is your hero? Hugs to you guys too. Thank you. Um, my heroes were my grandparents. Um, I've probably said it multiple times to different people, but from 9 months on, my grandparents raised me. Um, my mom was adopted, and so her adoptive parents adopted me and my brother when we were just babies. And my grandparents gave up everything. They gave up their opportunity of, living the rest of their life in comfort. Um, they owned a restaurant. They had a nice home. They were in their 60s. It was time for them to relax and just be grandma and grandpa. They'd raised their kids. They'd raised foster children. It was time for them to just enjoy what was left of their life. And instead, they raised my brother and I. And my grandfather was a World War II veteran. He was a stay-at-home dad because he couldn't work. He had gotten hurt in World War II, came back home, tried to work as a telephone linesman for the telephone company at the time. It was called General GTE or something like that. I think that's what it was called, GTE. And he fell off of a telephone pole, and it really screwed his back up. It messed his shoulder up. That he had a big gash in his shoulder from the war. He had gotten hit with some shrapnel, and there was this like huge dip in his shoulder where it like just about severed his arm, like from here down. And anyway, he fell off the telephone pole. Then it re-injured his shoulder. It injured his lower back. He'd be like walking and just boom, fall. Because his body, the lower body, would go numb, or he'd be holding a cup of coffee, and uh, in his left hand, and his hand would just like let go. So he had to stay at home with the kid, us kids, and he took care of us. And um, he did all the handyman work. He cooked, he cleaned, he did my hair, which wasn't a really good job, but God will love him, for what he did. Um, but he was like the go to guy in our home. My granny, she worked her ass off. That old lady, I'm telling you, she worked till she was 72. She had, by then, she'd already had cancer once and beat it. She kicked its ass. But then by the time she was 80, she got it again. And this time it was something that uh, they couldn't remove. They couldn't operate. It was inoperable because it got tentacles, and um, they said that if they had to resuscitate her for any reason, um, it was just going to be too hard on her body because she was too frail, you know. So she fought like hell, though. She fought like hell to stay. Um, she stayed long enough to see my youngest son walk. Um, but those people, they're my heroes. You know, people like them are my heroes, because people don't understand like how hard it is. Adoption isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Um, Sometimes the kids are pretty messed up. There's shit you got to deal with. I mean, I know I was not the nicest kid growing up, and um, I deeply regret that now. And I know I was a kid. I can't control what I did then, but I still, wished I would have been able to tell my grandpa before he passed on how much I love him and how much I appreciated what he and my grandma did for me. So those two are my heroes. Number 7. Tell us about an animal you love or loved with all your heart. And I would have to say that was my dog, Coco. And like I said before, I was 12 years old. My stepdad brought her home. And she looked like this teeny weeny little uh, bear. She looked like a bear. That's what I thought it was. I thought he had actually brought home a baby bear. Like, where the fuck did you get something like that? But no, she was a little teeny tiny little black chow. She had her mom was Siberian Husky and Timberwolf, and her dad was full blooded chow. So she was all black, one blue eye, one brown eye, and she slept with me from that first night on. But she was the most well behaved dog that we'd ever had. She was vocal. You could talk to her, she would bark back. She could do tricks. We'd stick a little biscuit on her nose and she would hold it there. And when we'd say okay, she'd flip it up and catch it in her mouth. I mean, she was amazing. And I don't know how many times, I had shitty ass parents, like I said before. Um, they were into drugs real hard when I was 12, 13. So a lot of times I got left at home alone, and that dog was basically my guard dog, my babysitter. And one time in particular, a cable guy had came and he was going to install cable, and Coco wasn't going to have it. She went right through the screen door and chased this guy all the way to his vehicle. They called me up, told me they were going to send a different guy out there because that guy refused to come back, and I have a feeling she just did not trust him. And I feel dogs are very good at judging character, and they will let you know if somebody has less than good intentions. And I think she knew because he looked like a creepy fucker. And when they sent the next guy out, he was an older gentleman. She went right up to him, wagging tail, licked his hand, all that shit. So, animals are good. I mean, they're good at judging characters. um, so yeah, Coco was my best friend. She was my furry sister. Um, Number 8, do you believe in soulmates? Yes, I do. And I don't believe in I believe there's like several different types of soulmates. One, of course, is my dog pees in people I don't like and barks at assholes. That's funny, Olive. Um, I believe that there's several types of soulmates. One type of soulmates is that of a lover. And then you've got another type of soulmate who is maybe it's the same sex, maybe it's the opposite sex, but it's like a soulmate best friend. Um, and I believe full heartedly that you can have more than one type of soulmate in your life, whether it be that of a best friend or a lover. You've got that. And then the other type of soulmate is the one who comes into your life and shows you what you don't want to be. And that's like, I guess, the boyfriend or girlfriend from hell. You know, they show you everything you don't like about yourself. It's in them, and it's kind of like a reflection. They're showing back to you what you don't want to be. Um, I had my last ex. He was that type of soulmate. I mean, I could tell you right now. He is capable of being a good person, but for me, he was not a good husband. He was not the best parent. Then now he does pick up his kids every other weekend, and he tries to pay his sport. So all that said, but there were a lot of things where we really jived on, and a lot of things we just no bueno. Um, we connected on a soul level, but not the way a woman and a man should connect on a soul level. You know what I'm saying? Like romantically, he showed me a lot about myself and showed me the areas I needed to heal myself so I could have a good relationship with somebody else. Now I am with somebody I believe he is my soulmate because we have known each other since we were 13, 14 years old. There are times when we can look at each other and just talk with our eyes. We don't have to say a word. We just know what the other's thinking. He could finish sentences for me, all that stuff. So yeah, I believe he, the one I'm with now is my soulmate, lover type soulmate. Here he goes again. Bark it up, man. So yeah, I do believe in soulmates, but I believe, yeah, aren't they pretty? It's called Gorgeous 293 by Sinful Colors. You see that? Okay. But yeah, I believe there are several types of soulmates. One is your lover, the second is your friend, and the one is the person you don't want to be. Yeah, I can't remember if I got this at Walgreens or if it was Walmart that I got it from, but I really like that color. They picked it out. So, that's my question for number 8. Number 9. Would you rather create art or view art? Really? Seriously? I can't do one. I have to do both. I like looking at it and I like creating it. Yeah, I really like there because it takes a while for it to chip. Will you please let the recycle guy do his job? Good Lord have mercy. Nobody's coming into your home. I don't think I could just create or just view because you have to take a break from it so you don't get burned out. So I would rather create art. Number 10. Describe your favorite part of your body. Really, Creole? Really? I have to say my eyes. Because I've had friends tell me, that my eyes are very expressive. That even if I'm trying to lie and say I'm having a good day, my eyes don't lie to them. So that would probably be my eyes. Number 11. Take a deep breath. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? I want to say the chicken, but without the chicken, without the egg, you can't have a chicken. Without the chicken, you can't have the egg. So, which is it, the chicken or the egg? I would be sitting here debating this all day long. I don't know. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to end this and go on to the next tag because now I'm gonna do Olive's tag, and that is gonna be the 21 questions tag. So we're gonna end this one, but I'm glad that y'all joined me, and I hope you have. I would say egg because no umbilical cord on the egg. Yeah. So I'm gonna end this one, and I'm gonna do the 21 questions tag. Y'all think I should do it live, or do you think I should just go and record it? What do y'all think I should do? Any takers? Live? Okay. So I'm gonna end it and then go live, okay? I'll be back.